Let's look at second bonds. Second bonds are very beautiful people and very handsome people. But let us understand the psychological placement of a second born. And especially if there's another child that is following up on a second born. The gender doesn't really matter because the psychological placement affects both spectrums, both male and female. Now, a second born is someone who will always feel second in place. Look at it this way. So let's say the difference between a firstborn and a secondborn is 2 years or 3 years. So whenever the mother or the father is stepping out or is doing something, most of the responsibilities over the second-born child is always placed on the first-born child. The second-born will always be treated as a child, even though they'll be able to do some other things. But again, mothers psychologically always feel that they are young. So when mom is leaving, the instructions are always left with the older person. The firstborns will always, most of the times, want to come in with some authority. You know, I'm the one who've been told to handle this. I'm the one who've been told to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. So by that, they tend to command the second born. So this resentment starts brewing up. Remember, the second born always feels like all decisions are always given to the firstborn. So they feel that they are second in place. So they start second guessing themselves automatically. Their esteem goes down, especially if the firstborn is given much priority. And that's why you'll always find a lot of secondborns or a number of secondborns always working extra hard, be it legally or illegally, to gain traction from their parents. They always strive to prove a point that they're not second in place. They will always strive to climb up the ladder, to just show subconsciously that they also matter. And in a number of occasions and situations, you'll always find while the firstborn sometimes are always, clear-minded, they have no kind of ill intent, but the secondborns are always on a pedestal to prove. And that's why most of the marriages where the woman is a secondborn, it's always struggle. They're never to be told kind of people. Those that are never easily corrected. They don't take corrections easily because according to them, it reminds them that they are weak again. They've been at a point where they've been branded weak. And so you trying to tell them what to do and what not to do, they feel like they feel like for one more time they're being locked and they're being seen as weak or they're being seen as second in place. So they will always fight to have themselves seen. But yet again, you'll find that a number of secondborns liberate families because of their hard work. Those that work legally. They always liberate their families. And again, still coming from a traumatic response, because abandonment response, that is, it's always good. But as a secondborn, when you find yourself liberating the families, that's okay. But get back to the roots and try to understand where is the liberation coming from. Because again, I can tell you without fear of doubt that most narcissists are the middle children from second born. That's just my own observation. So if you are a second born, it's okay. That's just a position of birth, and it doesn't mean you're less of a person. Again, most of second borns have really, really low self-esteem, or call it dependable self-esteem. Their self-esteem is dependent with who is around them. And for women, most of masculine women are second borns. Most of masculine women are second borns. So, what's your experience as a second born? Or what is your experience with a second born as a partner?